Alrighty, what's going on? Take number 4, because I keep rambling. Anyways, purpose for this video, if it uploads, who knows? We'll see what happens. I've got a less than 1 minute video of the recover of my 8-point buck that I got in November after I took my black bear during archery season. But for the last 5 years, I've really been more interested in handgun hunting, especially for the fact that I have now, after getting my 8-pointer last November, I have taken a deer with every caliber rifle that I have, including muzzleloader and 12-gauge shotgun. So the one revolver that I had that would be able to big game hunt is my Ruger GP100 chambered in .357. However, 4¼ inch barrel. It would have to be really up close, really personal, to keep that energy to make an ethical kill. .357 is more than capable of taking a deer, but barrel length plays a huge part in that. So after doing some research and looking up what options there were for a hunting revolver and the caliber, a lot of people choose 44 mag. A lot of people hunt with 44 mag. They hand load for 44 mag. You've got your 454 Casull, you've got your 460 Smith&Wesson, you've got your 500 Smith&Wesson, and I'm sure there's a couple other calibers there that I'm missing, but you get the point. So after researching all of them and availability of ammunition, cost of ammunition, I decided to go with the Smith&Wesson 460 Magnum. And I've got a few choices of ammunition here, and that is my Smith&Wesson Performance Center 460 Hunter. Has a 10.5 inch barrel with the muzzle brake, fiber optic front. It does have the fluted cylinder. The XVR, however, does not have the fluted cylinder. And I do have it topped with a Vortex Crossfire red dot. And I did keep the standard base on the Vortex. I didn't take that off and put the low profile mount that the Crossfire comes with, simply for the purpose of being able to still utilize the open sights. Plus, when I put the laser in to do a bore sight, 4 clicks on the red dot, and that was lined up perfectly. So it's not that high from the bore axis to where it's not going to be able to zero. And anything closer, say within 30 yards and in, I can use my open sights. Anything beyond that, I'll be using the red dot. So with that out of the way, and there's a bunch of videos on YouTube where you can check out the Smith&Wesson 460 mag. A lot of them, though, are going with Taurus. There's more Taurus than Smith&Wesson, and I would have to say that that's probably going to be due to the price point between the two. And if there's one thing that I can say negative about this revolver, when it came in and it arrived, took it out, went to adjust the rear sight, and the rear blade, that part there almost fell out, and the screw was stripped. So I contacted my distributor, explained to him what was going on, and he was like, all right, send it back, we'll send you another one. And I was like, well, the only issue with that is I already have this on my permit, so I'm going to have to go down, do all that running around. And he was like, well, do yourself a favor, contact Smith&Wesson, find out from them if they can send you a whole new rear sight. That'll probably be quicker and less aggravation for you. So contacted Smith&Wesson, they said it would be 2 weeks. 2 weeks turned into 3, 3 weeks turned into 4. Put multiple calls into Smith&Wesson, and the last gentleman I spoke to kind of laughed, and he was like, well, nobody here should be giving you a time frame on any parts from us, because we are actually backlogged and everything is on pre-order. So it took 5 months to get 5 weeks to get a new rear sight replacement that I had to put on. And not for nothing, but the cost of this revolver being out of the Performance Center, for that to leave with the stripped out screw in the rear blade sight, to me is beyond acceptable. Like, where's the quality control? This is all supposed to be, each Performance Center revolver is supposed to be handmade, the trigger, everything else, the sear, all that special work is all supposed to be hand done, finely honed in, everything else. And then you get laughed at when you get a Performance Center revolver and the rear blade is absolute shit. Where with Ruger, their customer service is bar none. Like, they are phenomenal. Example that I had with them, my single 6, where the ejector rod is, the screw ended up going down too deep and it actually intruded through the bore of the barrel, sent it back to them. They rebarreled it and had that gun back to me literally in a month. But that's a lot more work than just sending a rear sight. So anyways, with that rant over, I have put only one round through the Smith&Wesson off here on the back porch, and it was with the S&B 255 grain jacketed hollow point, just for shits and giggles, and I wanted to put one round through it. Weather has not been the best to get to the range, plus only having Mondays and Tuesdays off, plus picking up overtime. It's been kind of crazy, but the S&Bs, what I have found and what I'm hearing, they do not load these to pressure specific or pressure standard for the 460, because when and I can attest to even just that one round, this 357 with the factory load, not even a hand load, definitely had more felt recoil than the Smith. Granted, the size difference, weight difference, but for a 460, definitely was less felt recoil than I was expecting. Next in line, I did pick up 2 boxes of Federal Fusion, and these are 260 grain bonded, and the muzzle velocity on these are 1600. So I was like, again, that's really slow for the caliber. But I looked on Federal's website, and they are getting that velocity out of a 7-inch barrel. So I'm going to be, I figure, probably right around high 18s out of my 10.5. But Federal Fusion, if you've seen other videos, is all I hunt with, so I have no doubt that that is going to be a performer. As well as I did pick up 1 box of these Hornady Handgun Hunter, which are the 200 grain monoflex, all copper. And you can see like the little shiny there in the center. It's like a hard, clear polymer that they have inside the cavity of the hollow point. And these are claiming 2150 feet per second at the muzzle. And then I had to get a box of the Hornady Custom FTX, because this is the original, very original actually, 460 Smith&Wesson mag. That is the load that Hornady designed when they teamed up with Smith&Wesson to design the 460 Smith&Wesson Magnum, and that has a rated muzzle velocity of 2200 feet per second. So 200 grain, and this is claiming 2150, this is claiming 2200. The only difference between the two, if I wasn't hunting with Fusion, I would definitely try the Handgun Hunter, only because the videos that I have watched and was able to find on YouTube, those that hunt with the FTX, they get really good penetration and a lot of damage done, but they're having the bullet just pretty much break apart and finding pieces of the jacket and pieces of the core, which for me, if I'm hunting with something, I want the bullet to stay together. So that might just be something for fun, or some testing into water jugs, having fun up at camp on the property. But with that being said, got some had some time rather on the day off. Got my duty boots all taken care of and good to go for tomorrow. So now I'm just gonna wipe this down with some rem oil, do the same on the Ruger, get them put back in the safe, and enjoy the rest of the day. So with that being said, everybody else, hopefully you've had a good spring getting geared up for turkey season. Good luck, and I'll catch you guys later. Be safe, have fun.